Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make a math activity with some things that you might have laying around the house. So this might be something that you find familiar. Yep, it's a carton for eggs. It's actually a little bit bigger than the average size carton of eggs. A dozen eggs usually includes 12 eggs. This is a little bit more than a dozen. This is a big container of eggs because my family really likes to eat eggs. So this container, it doesn't have any in it right now, but this container not only had 12, 6 and 6, which equals 12, but also an extra 6 eggs. So if we had 6 plus 6 more, which equals 12, and then added 6 more, let's see how many eggs we would have. So let's start with 12 and count on. Okay, so we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this container of eggs held, or this container held 18 eggs. Okay? So when I found this at home and I was finished with these eggs, I said, you know what? I really think that we could use this container with my son Mason to help him to look at and explore bigger numbers. So he's been getting really familiar and good with the numbers 1 through 10, but we need to work with some of the bigger numbers. So what I did was I put numbers with a black marker on each of the little egg holders. So I started with 1, and I numbered the top row 1 through 6, then 7 through 12, and then 13 through 18. And I said this would really be good with helping Mason or anyone to recognize where the numbers belong in the order. If we put something in the carton like this, and this is just a regular red and yellow counter, but if you don't have that, you could use a coin. I did have a coin here. Maddie is here helping me. I grabbed some coins. Did I put them in my pocket? You could use a coin. I feel like this is the size of a quarter or a nickel. Let's see what Maddie grabbed for me. Here they are. Good. I left them over there. So as you can see, my red and yellow counter, which you might not have at home, is pretty much the same size of a quarter. Same size as a quarter. So if you want to use a quarter instead, maybe you have one in your piggy bank, or your parents might have one in their wallet. Ask them first and see if you can use that. This is also a similar size to a checker. I don't know if you have checkers or Connect Four, a little bit bigger. So anyway, what we're going to do with our chip is we're going to put it into our carton at any number that we want. Close the carton and shake it up. You can shake it up and down and all around, and we'll see where the counter lands, and we'll have to figure out what number it's covering. So let's see. All right. So as you can see, we don't really want to see the number, and I'm trying to hold it up so you can see it, but it's covering one of the numbers. And what I would do is I would ask Mason or anybody that I'm working with, I would say, what number is my counter covering? So the number before is 16. Whoops. Don't hold it up like that because it'll move. The number after is 18. So what comes in between 16 and 18? And Maddie, what number do you think that is?
17.
Very good. And then you can move your counter to check. Yep, indeed, it was 17. Now I did notice that this part of my top of my carton gets in the way a little bit. So I'm just going to trim this down a little bit to try to make it so that the coin or the counter really moves the best that it can while you're shaking it up. Now I might also have to put some tape on top. And you don't have to trim this part. You just have to shake it a little bit more to get your coins or your counter to move throughout the carton. Maddie, can you get me some tape? Yeah. So by trimming this a little bit, it allows the coins to move a little bit better when you close it. Okay. But don't forget, you now also have a hole in your container. So you'll have to cover that up with some tape, an index card or something like that, because you don't want your coin or your chip flying out. Okay, so now it's a little bit better. It's not as high. I'll probably just kind of tape it closed like that as well. I'm going to use a quarter this time to show you. It's okay. I'm going to put my quarter in there, close up my carton. I'm going to cover up my hole right now because I don't have the tape yet. I'm going to shake it up, up and down, all around, and see where my quarter ends up. I hope it's not 17 again, but let's see. Nope. Wow. And actually, the quarter is pretty good because it's a little bit heavier than the number counter. So what number did we end up covering? The number is 1. So that's just another creative way. It's actually perfect for Earth Day, and it's a perfect way to practice some numbers with what you have at home. For my older students and my friends who are very, very familiar with the numbers 1 through 18, you can write any numbers in here. You can use another egg carton and skip count by 5s or 10s or 2s. You can mix it up and use it to practice any kind of counting. So I hope you try it. If you do, let me know, send an email, and let us know what you tried. Thanks.